Fantastic. So basically, market analysis on Nasdaq 100. So first of all, guys, if you guys are struggling with price or seeing patterns or anything like that, always switch to a line graph, to a line chart to actually show you what's happening. But nonetheless, we'll get that into depth. So at this moment, right, I'm gonna mark down my lowest low and my highest high. So at this moment, let me just use this zone. So at this moment, that's my lowest low over there as it weeks. This is my highest high right about here, right? And then also in between, I also see a significant area of resistance, right? Which is probably over here, right? Please mute your mics and so forth on, guys. Ask me all of the questions when I'm done with the video. Nonetheless, let's go. So then I will be moving, after I've noticed this zones, right? I'll be moving to the weekly, right? To the weekly. We all know that Nasdaq has been bullish forever, right? So we are basically trading within a trend, but there's always trends within trends, patterns within patterns. So we trade what we see, not what we think we see. So at this moment, right, this zone over here is our highest high, and as you can see, this was our recent resistance, right? And this is our support levels over here. As you guys can see, the zone over here, right? And the zone over here as well. I just want to let you guys know about this. And then also over here, resistance, resistance, right? So basically, what I want you guys to focus on is currently, right? What's happening currently. So I just want to highlight that zone for you so you guys understand what we're talking about. And let's go on to the daily, right? So on the daily, we had first of all, we had something like this. Let me take you guys back into time. So first of all, we had this, right? This trend over here, right? Which obviously is got broken. So let me just highlight the trend for you. And what I always make a double, a clone. I always clone it so I can understand the structure that it's in. And then boom, right? And I just click the 4 more touches. So it looks perfect, right? So this is the trend that I was trading. So every time the market came, like, the market came over here, that's my diagonal support, right? I bought every time the market came over here, I obviously sold, right? And the market came over here again, sold, right? Then the market broke below, right? Came back to retest, right? And where did it retest, right? It retested on these zones. Let me show you. Just highlight the zone. Tested on these zones, right? Okay, we got that. Fantastic. So let me I like keeping my charts clear. So I'm just gonna run it through with you guys, right? So we'll show something as well. Let me add this. We add this zone, right? It's like a bearish type of channel, right? Typical at this zone, right? That weeks is just manipulation. Some people will do it here over here. It doesn't need to be perfect, guys. You guys just have to see what's happening, right? Just get the bigger picture, right? So we had something like this, right? So you guys could have taken the trade when it came here like one touch, weak rejection. It came here for another touch, and it came actually here for another touch on the lower time frame, which I'm gonna show you shortly. And then you could have taken a trade there, a buy there, or you could have taken here on the breakout, right? It's always like, let me show you guys. So it's basically, let me go on the 4 hour. I'm gonna come back. We don't need to come back to the daily anymore. So it's always like it's always two types of entries that you guys want to ask yourself, right? Is it a risk entry or reduced risk entry, right? That's basically it. So as you can see, right, the zones over here has been respected, right? Boom. There's a for me this isn't really a fake out because on the higher time frames this is a supporting nature, and as you can see, right, I just want to highlight it. And as you can see, right, this was just a clear as day double bottom, right? One bottom, one, two, double bottom, right? But not only that, we also let this, right? A touch of that same trend line, right? And another touch of that same trend line, right? And you could have taken your risk entry. There should be a risk entry over here, right? Your stops would have been just there below, targeting targeting these levels over here, the 90% rule, which is over here, right? That was a clear as day trade, right? Or if you didn't see that setup, you could have take the trade on the breakout, right? Just over here. Stops just below all of it lows. Could have targeted the same levels, right? So it's the risk entry and the reduced risk entry, right? The reduced risk entry is basically the breakouts, right? So the breakouts and the retests and so forth on, right? If you guys want to ask me about interest and stuff like that, how I quote the trades and how I'm able to see it, after the session, you guys can also answer me. I'm asking all of that stuff. So at this moment, I just want to do my Nasdaq forecast, right? There's not a lot of stuff to go into depth in. Really, it's plain and simple, right? If you're struggling to see this, you can always move to a line chart, right? As you can see, one, to my most obvious peaks, I connect my most obvious peaks, right? My most obvious peaks will determine what the structure is specifically, you know. So anyway, moving to what's happening now. So it broke out of this channel, right? So now we know we're in a bearish momentum, right? It's a bearish channel, right? So all you do at this moment, you connect the obvious peaks, right? The obvious peaks over here would obviously be these zones, right? The zone is obvious. The zone was obvious, but the zone, as you can see, this is invalidated basically. So you connect this obvious zones, right? The obvious peaks, right? And like I said, what I do, at the bottom, at one top, like I always clone my stuff. So basically, I clone it, and I create for the under. And look how nicely it actually in some respects. I just cater for the touches of the candles, just to make sense. Sorry about that. Etc. etc. Right. Now all I'm doing basically I'm trading within this channel, right? I'm trading within this channel, right? So we always have our diagonal resistance and support, and we always have our horizontal resistance and support, right? So at this moment, right, the market broke above, right? I'm looking at this moment, like the market broke above, right? But I'm looking at this zone over here. This zone over here. Because remember this was the previous like high, right? So this was a high and this was a lower high, right? And this high got invalidated, right? So at this moment I'll be looking at this high, right? And look where this eye is actually situated at the supporting zone of a diagonal of this diagonal supporting zone, obviously. So this was a resistance which got broken above, right? And now to me the market is looking to come back over here to turn that resistance into support, right? It's either that resistance or if the market doesn't give us that price doesn't give us any confirmation that is slowing down within selling pressure, we will be looking at the significant zone as we looked at it again, like on the higher time frames. And the significant zone is on that monthly weeks, guys. Yeah, like I showed you guys in the beginning. This is the monthly weeks, right? And so basically, if the market does not give me something like this over here, right? Something like that, I'll be looking for buying opportunities here, right? Obviously, buying opportunities here, right? But rest assured that the market can do something like this as well. So it's like you trade what you see, don't trade what you think you see, right? So let me go on the 1 hour, right? So on the 1 hour, right? I'll be looking for something like this, maybe, like I said, right? Maybe a nice pattern and a breakout of that pattern. You know, always trade. If you guys want to be safer, always trade the breakouts of patterns, right? It's more safer, you know, or the market could come over to obviously these levels over here, right? But I want to show you guys how I quote the sell, that massive sell, right? There. And be in mind, right? Take care of these levels as well. Do not ignore these levels, right? Because there's a high probability that the market might do this as well. Break these levels, right? Come all over here, right? And move to the upside. So right, I'll obviously keep you guys updated. But this is forecasting. So you're always thinking possibilities versus probabilities, right? So let me show you guys how I put a nice sell last week. So at this moment, right, it's plain and simple. We had this triple top. Nasdaq presented a beautiful, beautiful triple top, right? And I had this zones over here as well. My target levels over here, right? So because I already knew, let me go on the 4 hour. Because I already knew, right? In a in a bearish trend, right? Obviously, this was bullish. The market broke below, right? And I knew this was a resistance over here, right? Giving us a nice double top area. Let me just highlight that area for you. Double top, double top zone, right? the market started representing a bearish channel again, right? It was on the 4-hour. So I knew there's a high probability that the market might come over here. And I just want to show you guys something as well, magnificently. Always previous data, right? Look at that beautiful data. So this as well was resistance, right? So the market was playing around over here, right? Treating the zone as resistance, right? And then broke above, right? Like broke above, treating the same resistance as support, right? Look how significant this level is. And then it created a nice structure to come down. So market broke. There's another respected it as a resistance, went down, came back up, respected it as resistance, and obviously moving all the way to the downside. You guys see how previous data has so much of an effect on what's happening. So always look left, guys, to previous data. And then on a 1 hour, that's all I done. All I done was basically spot out the zones. So obviously, price failed. Sorry about this. Price failed to break above, right? Price was here. Boom, it came here with a massive bullish momentum, right? But it failed to break above, right? It failed to break above. So price actually rejected. Boom, came here again, gave us a nice indication that we're going to sell because this area of is significant, right? And then that's the reason for going down. And only after I saw this triple top, I started to adjust nature, like I started to adjust structure, right? So I started to adjust structure by saying, okay, cool guys, we're in a bearish trend, right? Hence you can see this beautiful trend. So obviously, if the market presents me something like this again, if the market respects this, so remember this is also a supporting zone over here, right? So the market can come over here over a year again and then just move to the downside, right? Basically, right? Until it breaks out. If it breaks out, then obviously I'll be looking for buying opportunity, right? But if it doesn't break out, then my next levels of significant, my areas of significance would be these lows over here, right? And these lows are that monthly lows, right? And that is a definitely high area of significance, those monthly lows, right? Because then we know, okay, cool, we're looking for high probability buy setups over here. And if we do get a buy setup over here, we can swing this buy setups. Like, guys mustn't be afraid. Just because you guys see a lot of profits within Nasdaq and stuff, don't be afraid to swing, guys. It's always like you must have like an account to swing and an account to scalp, for day trading and stuff like that. So maybe your account to swing is maybe 5K and above there in, and your account to like day trade is like 2K there around, or 1K, whatever the case may be. And you just hold your trades within your swing account and then just practice on taking profits, partial profits within your day trading account. So if you get this beautiful setup, right, our first targets will be right over here, right? Because we know the market is basically ranging in between these levels, right? As you can see, resistance and support over here. If we find a nice level over here, we definitely buying all the way up until here. So as you can see, it's a nice 12%. So guys, if we do catch this buy within the VIP and you see the market might be doing something like this and then coming a little bit down, don't be afraid in the market. Hold your trades, guys. Hold your trades because the market is going to play around, right? Give us some type of nature to go to the upside, right? That's basically it. You guys must be very patient, very delicate when it comes to trades like trade setups like this, right? And obviously clear as day, as I already emphasized, this was a beautiful entry. There's multiple confirmation, the sell. I just want to show you guys a triple top. This is a beautiful entry, guys. Look at the rest to reward ratio, guys. I just want to show you guys. Boom, right? Resistance was over here, rejected to move above, price rejected to break above, and that was a perfect opportunity to sell. Obviously, you could have sell over here after this. After it closed between below these levels, you could have sell, and the stop loss could have be just above. And look where your stop loss is as well. The stop loss is above this diagonal resistance, right? That means if the market took you out that means your whole setup would have been invalidated. Then we would have been looking obviously for a breakout to move to the upside, but the market failed to move to the upside. Hence, we got that selling opportunity. And look at this beautiful trade that I caught. It's a nice 4%. And just like that, that's basically it, guys. So I will be looking for more selling opportunities basically, but I first want to see how the market reacts to these levels because this is also a significant zone, as you guys can see. Look over here. There's a lot of touches over here, and we are at a significant zone. So there's also a probability that the market might be moving up to the upside, right? and then move to the downside again. So don't go into deep for sell or sells or whatever the case may be. Just trade what you see, right? So there's also a possibility where the market might do this. I'll show you. So it's a possibility where the market might do this, break above, then move to the upside, right? That's a possibility, but I highly unlike that. But you want to stay open-minded to like forecast, you know. That's the reason why I made this Zoom call session, because we're forecasting, we're seeing what there is, the probabilities versus the possibilities within the market, and so forth on. Nasdaq is very plain and simple, nothing fancy, nothing too hectic. So yeah, that's basically it. So if you guys have any questions, so you guys can unmute yourself now and stuff like that. I can also feel free to ask your questions, man. Or forever hold your peace and let's call this a day. But yeah, that's basically it that I see on Nasdaq at this moment. And yeah, guys, keep your charts clean.
Yeah, thanks, King. I understand what you're saying now, and I see that weeks
Sure,
is gonna play a significant role for us.
for sure, man, for sure.
I
And just look at
I think
this.
it will create a big W for us. I think initially, if it
Yeah,
does come down.
yeah, definitely, definitely. So as you can see, just reading between these zones over here, right? Because like this is an area of significant like zone, right? Like resistance, and this is basically support. And within the support and resistance levels, we can see these patterns also that plays in that.
It's a W is
Yeah, that plays a role. You see. So yeah, man. Even if you call this trade, like even if you quote this trade, honestly speaking, this could have also been classified as a double top, could have stop loss just there. And obviously, your targets would have been all the way to these levels. And this is basically what I
a
want to
low,
teach.
yeah.
And this is basically what, and this is on the 4 hour, guys. This is basically what I want to teach. And also, guys, also big keynote. Don't be afraid to analyze on a 4 hour as well, guys. Because look at this candles, right?
Mm.
Look at this candles. Don't be afraid.
It's positive.
Look here, if you waited this over here, right? This was a beautiful confirmation. There's 2 4 hour candles. That meant you waited for 8 hours for
Always.
confirmation. Yeah, 8 hours for confirmation. And by waiting for 8 hours of confirmation, you avoided market manipulations. So I wanted to show you guys what I'm waiting on the 4 hour candles, right? Let me even show you here. Let me show you here. Let me just show you. Waiting for 4 hour candles to close avoids market manipulations, right? Because look at this 4 hour candles. I'm gonna zoom in for you guys so you guys see what I'm talking about. So on the 1 hour, right? Like this is Nasdaq, guys. You guys want to get precise entries, don't you? So basically, in the 1 hour, all these weeks is market manipulations, right? You would have been here in for buys, you blew it. I mean, you would have been in here for sales, whatever. You blew your account. All these weeks is blowed. This is the market makers blowing people's accounts. But look at this 4 hour close, right? If you waited for this whole doji candle 4 hour close, you avoided all of this manipulation, right? And you could have entered a sell just after the close of that 4 hour close, obviously. Boom, that closed, and then you could have just like after that close, obviously stops just your above resistance. After that close, you are deep in profit already, man. You see, without
Mm.
like
True.
avoiding all of that manipulation, right? The same thing is happening over here. Look, because I know the market was spike ranging up and down, whatever the case may be. You could have just wait, right? And look over here. This over here is like that. It's blowing people's accounts. The market there was a big volatility movements because the market shot back up and it shot back down again, right? But you could have been patient because this area would have said, okay, cool, this is an area of significance. Whenever price gets to the zones, I'm gonna be looking for selling opportunities because the market has been
Mm.
selling at the
Mm.
zone, right? And then you could have waited for this. If you saw this 4 hour candle close, you saw it with the week. Okay, cool. You don't enter it. You want more confirmation. Then you show another 4 hour candle close below the zone, right? Below. After that 4 hour candle close below that zone. Okay, that's more than enough confirmation to okay, cool. I'm gonna take it sell. My stop loss is just over there. And look there, just when you took that sell, the market started dropping. Not even long, guys. So you didn't even need to be in any type of drawdown or anything like that. The market sold immediately after you waited for that 4 hour candle to close, you know. So the 4 hour candles, guys, is to avoid market manipulations, and yeah, it's basically to avoid blowing your account if I have to put it like in a retail perspective at this moment, you know. So for sure, man, for sure.
And it avoids emotions also. True.
Exactly, man, exactly, and also teaches
Yeah.
you how to be disciplined. Also teaches you how to be humble. you know.
Humbled, yeah,
For
true.
sure. The same year again, man. Look here again, again, again. This indecisive candles over here. Look at this 4 hours. 4 hours doing amazing things, bro. So look at this indecisive candles over here as well. We know momentum is stopping, right? Let me just erase this thing. Just throw another zone for you guys. So we had this zone over there, right? A lot of weak rejections over here, right? Let me just show you. And the moment you saw this 4 hour candle close below, right? Below this
Dead zone,
resistance,
yeah.
we knew, okay, cool, we selling again. And then you avoided a lot of manipulations again. Your stop loss is nice and tight, and you are selling deep, deep, deep in profit immediately. Like, I don't want you guys to have drawdowns in your accounts. That is basically to show you how to trade without drawdowns and waiting patiently for the 4 hour candle to close, and then if buy and obviously entering after the 4 hour candle has been closed. Because if the 4 hour candle closed above with more bullish momentum, obviously we're not going to take a trade, isn't it? So then
Yeah,
we would have been looking at the zones over here, because this is also a type of zone. Then we would have been looking at the zones over here if the 4 hour didn't present itself over here, right? So
yeah,
that's clear as day, man. Clear as day. It's plain and simple. The newbie traders, I know you guys are so eager to trade and all of the case and all of that type of stuff, but the name of the game is patience and humbleness. You can't be a professional trader if you're not humble and if you're not patient. Don't get excited when you see profits floating. Do not even get excited when you see profits running away. Just be humble, guys. Don't let emotions carry you away, you know? So,
true, true.
away for sure, for sure. So, is there any
Right.
questions or anything like that before I end the Zoom call session? Or, yeah.
All right, now I'm fine. Thanks, bro. And then we'll speak on the next one and we'll speak in the group.
Okay, for sure, for sure. Man. Okay,
Okay.
guys,
See you
then.
guys.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Cheers,
See you.
cheers.
So that's it on
Chop,
Nasdaq,
chop.
guys. Plain and simple. I'll keep you guys all posted. But anyway, have a blessed Easter further and stay safe, guys.
Wait 10 seconds.
Uh,